Hello everyone. So in last time we had taken one scenario where we were checking the importance of scraping websites and how did we do this and why do we do it? Because considering a business scenario, we have our own e-commerce website which is competing with other competitor websites, and they need to have a very attractive prices. And for this purpose, they need to see what the other competitors have the prices for their own products and try to see if they can go lower than that or match it. So we'll be taking a scenario where we'll be scraping iPhone 14 prices from Amazon website. And this time we'll be doing it using a Google Sheet. So let's look into it. So first I'll just go to the Amazon website. So if you currently see I'm on the Amazon website, and then here is the iPhone 14 banner. So I'll just click over this. And if you notice here we have different versions of iPhone 14. So for this purpose, I just took the URLs of these and put it in the Google Sheets. So here I'll be discussing those of how to get the price of these products or these URLs using using functions in Google Sheets itself. So we have one function called import XML. If you notice, so when we click import, we have different functions over here, and we'll be using the import XML function. If you notice, when we click on import XML, it has this structure: URL, XPath query, and local. So what does this mean? Is basically first I have to give the URL from which URL when to scrape, as shown in example below. There's an XPath. XPath is basically, let's me go down. There is XPath query to run on structured data. So basically, XPath is a block or an identifier of different elements on a particular web page. So that in this web page, is there's a text box, then this text box would have an XPath query which is navigating to the path of that title. And then I'll be telling that from this particular URL, I want this particular XPath, and then from that XPath it will be scraping the whatever is there on that XPath and give us the data over here. So now let's first take out the XPath and see how can we take up XPath from these product websites. So let me just open a random with iPhone. So if you notice, I have prices here in this position and as well as here. So to get the XPath, what I'll be doing is I'll be clicking on F12. When I click on F12, it opens this particular section, which is a Docker, which has the source code of the page, and I can do different things to improve the performance of the browser. Now, let me just scroll down, and the next first thing to get an XPath, I'll just be clicking over here. So what it shows, select an element in the page to inspect it. So when I click on this, it turns to blue, and now I'm able to get a hint that this page is not clickable now because it will highlight the element which I want to inspect it. So let's assume I want to inspect this particular thing. I just click over here. So when I click over here, I get highlighted that this part in the source code is where the price is there. So I'll just click over here. So if you notice, there's a triangle which is pointing to the right. So it means that there are some contents which are inside this block. Even you can know from these three dots. So I'll just click and open this, and there's an again on the block, and I get the price over here. So what I'll do, I'll try and test it out whether the XPath how can I get it. So I'll just right click on here and go to copy, and then I have different things to copy from here, and I'll select copy XPath. So when I do this, I'll just come over here, paste the XPath over here, and let me try to use the formula import XML. I want to give it the URL. URL is in B4, and the XPath query is over here. Now let's close this. So yes, so there it is not working over here. It sometimes works and sometimes doesn't. So let's try to use some other XPath query in this particular section. So we try to use this. Let's try to use this part. Okay. So now if you notice when I put this XPath, I'm able to get the prices over here and this is working fine. So there are times because there are different sections in this in the web page for that particular element. So we can try and test it out with different sections and try the XPath, whichever works for us. And now what we can do is we can just fix this and try to run this for other two. Okay, great. So I've received the price for two products. Only this one is not received. Let me try using another XPath query. Let me try this. So let me just put the XPath over here. This is the second XPath which we can use. So let me try it out. This is in column E. Awesome. So this is working over here, but if I use the same thing over here, okay, it worked out. So yes, there are times sometimes this XPath works out and scraping it sometimes doesn't. So we can just try it out. So now this part worked out, and now I am able to scrape the prices of these Amazon products from their website. Great. So this is the way how we can scrape data from the URLs in the Google Sheets itself. Thank you so much for watching.